Hello Zion House family, and welcome to another episode of Life in Eldorado. Today we will be talking about the concept of spiritedness. The Zion House mission is to bridge the cultural gap and enhance integration for economic migrant families, and also to ensure that no spirited child will be left behind. So today's video is to introduce you to what it means to be a spirited child and why are we bothered about them. And that is what we'll be discussing today. So being spirited, what does that even mean? Looking at the dictionary meaning of spirited, it says it is somebody full of energy, lively, someone with enthusiasm and determination. Top qualities in my opinion. However, Canada, the system of Canada, especially the educational system of Canada, is not suited for somebody with these traits. If you are so different in a class, you would face many challenges. Yes, Canada is a home of migrants. It's full of immigrants, trying to settle here, trying to make new life here. But as I've come to discover from my own personal experience, the educational system here is not prepared for a child that is spirited. And it happens that many children coming in, especially from other parts of the world, are quite spirited. In fact, in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, we like them spirited. We say, oh, they're so full of action. It's like watching Mission Impossible in an elementary classroom setting. But in Canada, if you have a spirited child, the road might be quite steep and rough. And that is the road that I'm traveling. But I have crossed many hurdles. Like my spirited child is now going to high school. So I've been able to navigate the early years. And my focus here at Zion House Canada will be to help the migrant families with young, spirited children to avoid the pitfalls that I experienced. I will be creating a small group, where we can have like Zoom meetings and discuss more under a confidential setting and pray. Prayer was my major recourse as I navigated my journey. I prayed the word of God oftentimes because the options that will be presented to you might not work and would create damages for you later. Many times what you are being offered here is to put a permanent fix to a temporary problem. And being spirited is not a problem, but that is the way it is being viewed here. And that is why I'm doing this. So let's get into it. How would you identify a spirited child? For me, I would say it is that child that cries the nursery down, that would not be pacified, even right from their first day of birth. They come out so strong. They want to feed their fussy eaters. They want to eat quickly and they want to eat a lot. So God help the mother that is not lactating properly. That was my own personal experience. Even the matrons at the hospital back home in Nigeria told me, you will struggle at breastfeeding this one. And then it is that child in the daycare setting that will not just fit in because they don't do so well with rules. You would have to find a creative way to present the rules to them for them to find it easy to follow. You would need to present the rules as though they are actually the one leading, because they do struggle with authority a lot of times. Not because they want to be disrespectful, but because that is the way they are wired. And also, it is the child in elementary school that would barge in the line, and will think it is time for tug of war. when the poor teacher is just trying to get the orderly line quietly through the hallways into the classroom. That is a spirited child right there that will barge in the line and will yell out at his peers that it's time to do tug of war. You can imagine the look on the elementary teacher's face. And also, it is that child who will find it difficult to go to bed at bedtime. I remember at the time when mine was younger, I was writing a professional exam at the time, and I had paid so much in pound sterling to take this exam and prepare for the exam. And I would notice that at about 8 p.m. I'm still struggling with my child. My tutor will call in from, another location in England just to put me through. And my child will still be screaming and bouncing off. His favorite nursery rhyme was 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. Can you imagine doing 5 little monkeys when a mom is struggling to study and put a child to bed? It took my good neighbor Annette to tell me, Lola, you have to develop a structured bedtime. If you have to enforce it, you have to. So I would literally hold my child down on the bed and try to sing, another rhyme like Cinema Rinky Dinky Doo, something calmer. Not the 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. That is always my child's favorite choice. And then it is also that child that you will find in the grocery store screaming down on aisle 2 at the mother because the child wants candy and candy will not be coming through this time. And also you'll find the child in aisle 9, which is the toy aisle, screaming again down, will not be pacified because the mom has refused to get the specific toy that the child is looking for. So to an average person, these are normal behaviors of a little child, of a preschooler, of an elementary school kid. But what I have found is that this child is more likely to be labeled, more likely to be said to have ADHD. And the recourse that is often preferred here is medication. Some child might need medication, but not all children do. So I'm imploring you, if you are facing this now, or if you know somebody who is going through this challenge, please, they have to do their due diligence. You have to do your due diligence. You have to go through the psychological assessments. You have to be sure that what your child really needs is medication. Many times the medication is given to pacify the class teacher that is mostly young and inexperienced with a child like this, and that just wants peace and compliance in the classroom. But the effects later on in life could be very damaging. It could lead the child down pathways that you don't even want to imagine. So for me, I was also offered medication, and I remember my family doctor telling me then that, oh, your life is going to be miserable if you do not try these medications on your child. Just today, coming into my office, I have given to about 3 children. So you are not the exception here. Your life is going to be miserable. And I remember looking at the family doctor in the face and saying, I brought a whole child out of Africa. If need be, a whole child I will take out of here, but I will not go down the path of medication. Every assessment that I've done has been inconclusive. The problems only occur in the school setting, not anywhere else. We're able to do swimming, we're able to do music, we're able to be in Sunday school without any hassle. And so, but that is the reality here. You would need to give your child a lot of love. You would need to give your child a lot of time. You would need to navigate other avenues to help this child. you will need to find out how best to support your child. You're not going to take everything the school tells you, hook, line, and sinker, because it might not be the best option for your child. In my own personal case, I've spent a lot of years, dealing with the school authorities, the school boards. It was quite challenging. It took a lot of years out of my career, but I'm glad today that I didn't give a permanent fix to a temporary problem. Today, because of the decisions that I made, I'm able to help others navigate their journey. So I hope you've learned a thing or two today. If this resonates with you, please reach out. Use our contact page on zionhousecanada.com to request to join the group, the private group that will be tagged Raising Spirit, so you can navigate your journey. Also, if you ever have some of these books on your bookshelf, The Difficult Child, The Strong-Willed Child, I have like loads of them right here. The Explosive Child, and the list goes on and on. You're probably dealing with a spirited child. Spiritedness, again, is not a problem. It's a gift, but you need to know how to navigate this gift to the benefit of your child. You need to know how to navigate this gift without crushing the spirit of the child, to ensure that you have a whole child at the end of the day, and to ensure that no spirited child is left behind. Thank you for listening today, and see you again soon.